What's up guys, it's Keelan and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, go below and hit subscribe. Here is where I post magic, whether it be teaching it, some of my performances, or just videos of my life in general. Just certain things from touring to just comedy and just having fun in general. So welcome. Today I'm going to go over 5 tips to make yourself a better magician, or just 5 tips to make your magic a little bit better. I made this list because I feel like being in a quarantine currently and going into a full lockdown soon possibly, we can always better ourselves in some way. And I feel that these 5 tips are definitely something to work on during this time. So I'm going to go into tip number 1, understanding your basics. Now, for new people, new magicians, new magi, if you want to call them that, this is something that you want to get down packed, okay? So no matter what, if you're talking to another magician or you have just any performance style that you're wanting to attain, you have to get your basics down. So understand your coin vanishes, multiple different coin vanishes. Understand your different card controls and card techniques. You want to get these down as soon as possible, and it's a good idea and a rule of thumb. I've been doing magic since I was 16 professionally. I started magic when I was in the 1st grade, but professionally I've been doing it since I was 16. And the one thing that I always do is I always carry a deck of cards in my pocket no matter where I go. So it can be literally to the corner and back, always have a deck of cards on me. And it's always a good idea to just, if you're having downtime, focus on different shuffles, focus on different moves, and that's another thing. Get your shuffles down too. Understand what shuffles work, what different ones work for you, what you're comfortable with. Your basics are going to lead you through, and I feel like this is a good thing for veterans too, is that as veterans, what you want to do is you want to kind of just revisit that way you can smooth things out, because I feel like going back and visiting things at the beginning of your magic career can help with what you're going through currently. I feel like there's a lot of magic moves, just little things from when I began that I don't really notice now that definitely help with performing. So that is tip number 1, understanding your basics. We're going to go into tip 2, and this is for the beginners mostly, and that is to have 5 tricks to perform at any time. So that is for stage performances, that is for street performances. And I'm not saying when you're going on the street to just nail out 5 tricks at once. It's good to have just these on rotation. So if you want to do a quick trick, you make a card, appear, and then go on with your day, that's fine. Or if you want to just do like 2 tricks, that's good. You don't want to do all of it at once. You don't want to just vomit magic at people, and then when you don't have anything to perform for them next time, it just doesn't seem like odd. Because I know as a beginner magician, you're probably going to only perform for friends and family until you get comfortable in performing for other people. So it's good to have these on rotation and to just kind of keep everybody thinking about what else you can do. Even with stage performing, have everything timed out, okay? So if you're a stage performer, so I know if you're new to this, you're probably not going to be jumping on stage, but if you're a stage performer, have 5 tricks that you can go to and just fire away, and make sure they're timed out right. The main thing is everything's timed, which leads me also into the 3rd tip, is not to rush anything. Be sure to not rush, because obviously I've seen too many performances, and I think this is a social media issue, because we have TikTok, we have, everything is in these confined times, and the attention span for people is very low. For instance, I feel that if you're on the street and you're performing, it's easy to, go into your patter and perform. When it comes to social media, people just want the bang, 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 and that's it. So I feel social media hurts you on the rushing aspect, because you just need to slow down a bit. If you're performing live, you want everybody to soak in that moment, and especially if you're doing a magical gesture. So for instance, I've seen, I know this gets people, but find something that works for you on a magical gesture. I know a lot of people do just a snap. That doesn't, it's magical in some way, but you want to sell, it depends on how you sell a moment. That's what I'm trying to say. In that moment, you sit there, you take a card, 4 spades, you're going to take it, put it in the middle, watch. And you want to just sell that moment of it being put in. okay? And you want to just freely handle everything. And then if you can sit there and go watch. You want to sell the moment. You don't want to just take a card, put it in the deck, and automatically snap, because it just feels it's too fast, and people need to consume the information that's coming towards them. We are obviously doing these tricks over and over and over and over again, and it's easy to just kind of forget that your audience needs to ingest information. And to make that moment linger and let it hang for a little bit is what you need to do, because that's the moment that they're always going to remember. So you always want to hang when you're doing, like not when you're doing a move, but when you are doing the magic moment. So always let it hang and find something that works for you. I know some people just do simple, moves, flicks. Find what works for you and just do what makes you happy on that one. So, which leads also into tip number 4, which is what is natural. So, and this also goes with social media. I feel like social media is good for magic and is bad for magic. The fact that it's bad is that I feel like magicians aren't correcting themselves on little tiny things, such as making vanishes. So for instance, and this is something I've seen on Instagram that somebody mentioned, is making something vanish. If you're going to take something and put it into this hand, what would that look like? Okay? I'm just putting a card from hand to hand. But your audience doesn't know that something could possibly magically be happening behind the scenes. And that's the issue, is I feel like magicians will take something and it's that moment really just takes away. It's unnatural to, like, why are you snatching something from yourself? Just make sure that when you're, record yourself performing. And I feel like that goes with practice too. I feel like magicians honestly don't practice. I feel like they learn something and they want to throw it onto social media and be like, look what I learned. Which I'm not trying to say in a negative way. I'm very happy that people are learning and performing magic. I'm not trying to, dismiss anybody or to make them feel bad. Just polish it a little bit before you start throwing stuff out there, because in all reality, the magic community is really rough. Everybody's kind of everybody just thinks they're the shit. Let's just say that. I just want people to be 100% honest with themselves and be like, hey, this is my best work. If you don't like it, screw yourself. Okay? But it's the fact of what looks real. If you sit there and take a card, flip it over. That looks honest. I'm not saying this in a bad way, but sometimes some stuff looks weird. Like if you do this looks really bad. Okay? It's just simple. Flip stuff over. It's simple. Don't need to do too much. So let's recap a little bit. So practice your basics. We're going to have 5 tricks. Now, like I was saying with the stage performing, you want to have 5 tricks that stretch. Aim for 30 minutes. If you're in the beginning, aim for 30 minutes. If you're a little bit experienced, aim for 45 to an hour. And you can work stuff in there. Don't worry about that. I might make another video on building a stage show and how you should do it. I do a lot of stage shows and I travel a lot, like across the country doing it. So figure out what stage magic you like and just kind of build to your 30-minute mark. 5 tricks. Don't rush. Again, there was people that I remember seeing a video growing up, and this dude would be like, here, take this, we're gonna do this, watch. And it's like, dude, chill. Like, even if, you could have threw it at that point and still would have got away with it, chill. The point of not rushing is to be fair. That is how it is to me. You want to take an item, show it, put it into your hand, vanish it, and it be completely free and honest. You don't want to you don't want people to assume something's happening, or you're like, this isn't natural. It's just slow down, just take something and just put it in your hand. It's that simple. And then number 5, even though I've been critiquing and kind of just going in on a lot of ideas, is have fun and be you. I feel that people try to go outside of who they are, and I understand, people might not know who they are in the magic world yet, but you have people that want to be like David Blaine that just look, watch, and you have just, they're not them. Even like, if they get a new product, they do it everything how it is on the DVD. They don't become them. They don't figure out who's Keelan, why is he doing this, does it make sense, make it unique to you. I've seen so many people do the same effects, but because you do it in a way that it's you, people kind of don't realize, well, so-and-so did that, or so-and-so did that. I've done tricks where, tricks Blaine does. No one recognizes it because I just make it my own. So it's all of making it yours and just having fun overall. I feel that, some people do get frustrated performing. It is very frustrating sometimes, especially because you have to understand people. If you have the wrong crowd, it gets very frustrating really quick, especially if you're new. And as you grow in magic, you'll understand that. And I'm sure many veterans that are watching this, they'll even vouch. You'll understand how to move people and understand people to work around that. But again, let's recap. Practice your basics. If you want, reach out to me and I'll give you some basics. That way you can just kind of run down stuff. Have 5 tricks and rotate them too. That's another thing. Rotate those tricks. Besides having those 5, after maybe like a month or 2, learn like 2 or 3 tricks and then take like what you like and keep it, and then rotate the other 3 out of it. That way you have new, fresh material constantly evolving. You don't need to do it that often if you're not performing that much, but it's definitely something. There are tons of tricks that I know, but there's honestly only 5 that I most likely do. If somebody walked up to me right now and said, hey, do a trick, probably going to be the same 5 tricks for the next couple months. That's just being honest. Let's get on to number 3. Don't rush. Just don't do it. Just take your time. Live in the moment. Enjoy it. Number 4, ask yourself what is honestly natural. Record yourself. Look at honestly how you're moving. Your movement should be fluid. Be like Gumby. Don't be. Too many people are tense. What's up, deck of cards, dude? Just take it easy. And number 5, have fun and be you. And that's the main thing. Just be yourself. Don't be like, I don't understand why people be professional, but I don't understand why people have to get in the suit and be like, ta-da. I never really liked being in a suit. I actually made tuxedo t-shirts because I hated being in suits. That is overall my 5 tips on how to be a better magician and how to do your magic better. If you want to, either way you want to put it. But I just wanted to help you guys, and just something that you can look into and kind of process and look forward to the future. It's very difficult to perform right now. I'm possibly not going to be doing shows until maybe February of 2021. And this is a good list. If you are a magician yourself, comment what tips you enjoy, besides my list of 5. Are there any tips that you would, push out to younger magicians or new magicians? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear them. But be sure to subscribe, like this video, and I will see you guys soon. Take care, be safe, and keep on learning. We live in a world where we're readily available with all this information. Just keep learning, bring happiness to people. Take care.